Alright, welcome to Nathan Trueb Guitar. Today we're going to talk about open tunings. Just a little brief introduction to that world and how fun it can be. So, today I am in open C tuning or drop C tuning, which would give you the notes C, give you some volume there, C, G, C, E, G, C. So, once again, C, G, C, E, G, C. Now any of those, you're tuning way down, so you're getting lower, so you're loosening your tuners. You're not going up to any notes in this. Now you can tune your guitar to any open chord, D, G, E. There's some really common ones. Some songs I play are in open C sharp, which is just a half step above this. I really like this one because it's so low. It has that kind of punishing sound. Yeah, those heavy metal guys were onto something with those real low notes on their, what do they use, like 7, 8 strings? I don't know. So this is kind of that kind of idea with that low C there. But basically, what you've done is you've tuned your guitar to a C chord. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, a C chord is just C, E, G. If you were to look at it like on the piano, simply like that. So there's 3 distinct notes, which you know now that most of these, those 3 are C's, 2 are G's, and 1 is an E. Now what that means is that you can play, it's important to have a chord already spelled out without pushing any of your fingers down in the classic kind of cowboy chord kind of way, so that, you know, you can use a slide is one reason. Because I could go, and that's just an F chord there, or my 4 chord, 5 chord. Okay, so that's nice. Without the slide, you can see it just as easily. Now notice they're all major chords though. That is kind of a rub for some people. If you're playing songs with a lot of other qualities in them, you're going to have to go kind of figure out new shapes. You know, for example, if this is the 3rd of the chord, I'd have to make that some sort of shape like that. What I always encourage people to do with open tunings, though, is just kind of the beauty of getting in a new tuning. And if you're in a rut with all of your standard tuning stuff with your chords or your scales, it's nice to not know what's going on at first, I think, with an open tuning. For example, like, you could write a song that was like, you know, I remember just finding those chords on my own. But I wasn't thinking, oh, that's the 4 chord, that's an F. I was actually just thinking, just like the first time you picked up a guitar, hopefully, you know, or not necessarily the first time, but early on it was just like, felt like you were making up your own chords and that kind of thing. That same kind of joy can come back sometimes for people when they have gotten kind of sick of all the ruts that they've, you know, built for themselves in standard tuning. All of a sudden, you can have this whole new kind of light bulb go off. One of the first things people do when they try an open tuning is you try a chord that you've done before. That's like a C shape in the normal world. Doesn't sound great, you know, for this context of what we're doing. Kind of a cool chord though, but you know, another one, I remember when I first played with an open tuning, I pushed down like a E7, probably because I was into the blues. Ooh, got that pretty sound there. So it's like someone's already pushing down a bar chord, so you're adding this extra thing that you couldn't even really normally do with your fingers if you were holding down a bar chord and going like, whatever, you know, something like that. A lot of people are instantly reminded of like Rolling Stones type songs. That kind of Keith Richards thing that he made really famous, I think because he was probably doing the same thing. It was just like, ooh, let me try this normal thing I'm used to doing on my guitar. So yeah, if you could just, you know, you can find some chords just on your own. So first let's talk about that. So we've got the 1, the 4, and the 5. Like I showed you before, you can do... It's another neat thing about open tuning is you have these open ringing strings that are all in that key of C if you end up playing in the key of C, which usually is what you do. If you tune your guitar to open C, it's because you want to play in the key of C. At least in my experience. That's what I do and what the songs I've learned have done. So there's another way to play those right in this open position. We've got this chord. It looks like an E7 shape, but if you strum from only the 5th string down, that's kind of a new 4 chord. With some of those nice C major things ringing out, giving it kind of an extended chord sound. So we got 1, 4. Now just move your middle finger down 1 string. Now we have that open G. So now I have a 1, 4, 5. Okay? And then I have 1, 4, 5. The reason I'm showing you the 1, 4, 5 is because those are the pillars of any major key. C, F, and G in the key of C. You're going to use those at one point or another in probably any song. Here's an example of using some of those with a little riff I wrote a while back. So you can see that I was using 4 chord up here, different variations on it. I believe that's like a sharp 11. And then the 5 chord. And you can kind of use that shape of 4 chord down here as a little 1 chord riff. Okay, so that's some stuff you can play around with. The other thing that people are most curious about with this is, you know, they're usually using it because they want to do some sort of slide thing with it. So of course we already discussed. Now if you're going to play slide, I totally recommend to set down your pick. The reason being is you want to be able to mute any given string at any given time. So if I want to go... Notice my thumb is covering all 4 strings here, my middle finger is covering these. Because if I don't, hear all that extra slide noise from the other notes that you don't want. So then I'm just using my pointer finger. Now in that case, what's nice about the top 2 strings, even in the open tuning, relative to C, it's the same, looks like the open E pentatonic notes that you would have used originally. So, and the B string is the same too. Now, of course, that note, major third, that used to be a minor third in our standard tuning, so that everything shifts down a fret from where you remember it. So you do have to relearn your scales. They become more horizontal and less caged or vertical or box shaped. Okay, so, and that's the nature of the slide anyway. You want to be able to you want to be able to slide around, obviously. Of course, you can learn your major pentatonic variations too, if you're going for more of a less blues or rock kind of sound. You'll have to relearn those that way. Okay, so tips to getting decent at this: A, just have fun, play around with it. Find different chords. Like you saw at the beginning, I was kind of like even getting into some jazzier things with those. Yeah, so figure out some chords that you like. Obviously, you want to really learn those 1-4-5s in the different places that you can. And then start just soloing with those familiar notes with your pentatonic scales moving up and down this way. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Why can't I ever say those words? Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll play you some slide stuff on the way out.